What is going on, you guys? AK-40 Kevin here in the Gamer Heaven. Today we're going to be unboxing, setting up, and reviewing the Maono Portable Travel Mic, and I gotta say, this thing is light, but it is not light on features, and I was definitely impressed by the sound quality of this bad boy. Just getting that out of the way up front, that this isn't a bad mic, and you're not going to waste your time by watching this review. So the Maono portable USB microphone kit, when I think of portable, I think of two things. One, it being very lightweight and compact, and then also the connection types. Does it have connectors for cell phones, i.e. maybe Apple devices, so iPads, iPhones, stuff like that, so a lightning connector, or maybe even a mini or micro USB for some older Android phones, and then maybe a USB-C for some more modern Android phones. The box does look pretty cool. I will say I like this kind of yellow unhydrated urine color. Actually does look pretty handsome. You have some factoids on the back here that shows, I like this, they have a chart here that actually shows the frequency response in decibels, so that's really nice. You also have a picture of the polar pattern, which of course is cardioid. Generally, if a microphone that's labeled as being for podcasting or streaming, it's going to be used on an individual, not a group of people, not doing environment sounds like nature sounds, and not doing an interview where it has front and back receptors in the capsule. So it's going to be a cardioid polar pattern, meaning you face it directly towards your mouth like this microphone is right now, and that is how you're going to pick up your audio waves. So it says it is mic gain adjustable. I don't know if there's an actual knob on there or if there is. There's a gain knob on the front, which I like. Usually if there's only one knob on a microphone, I prefer that it be a gain knob, not a headphone monitor knob, because you can adjust that in your software anyway. And gain is more useful that if you see you're peaking or clipping, you can just turn it down on the fly. Or if you're too quiet because you move the microphone further away, you can turn it up on the device. So I like that. So some tech nerd stats real quick. It does have a 14mm condenser. It is a cardioid polar pattern with a frequency response of 12 Hz to 20 kHz, a sensitivity of negative 13.5 decibels up to 0.5 dB, a maximum SPL of 93.5 decibels, an S to N ratio of 60 decibels, and the USB cable included is a USB-A to USB-B. So that is my answer right there. I know a lot of talking before I even get it in the box, but it's important to know what you're getting into, guys. So you have your instruction manual here. Bam, I'm a bit of an instruction manual snob, so when I see something with color pictures, good font, English the primary language, it does excite me. Especially when English is the primary language and you know that this device is produced in China most likely. So you have one of these silica packets. Make sure you dispose of that properly so your pets and children do not get a taste of it, because they will die. You have a thank you card here. You get this with most consumer electronics goods, just telling you if you have any issues to contact customer support. I might do a test and email to see if they actually monitor this email or not. You have some accessories in here. Nice packaging, some good foam in here. It does feel like it's holding all of the accessories in there. Very, very nice. Speaking of accessories, this is for the tripod stand, and it does have a rubberized ring in there, so that'll dampen a lot of vibration if you bump your desk or anything. So that is very, very good. You also have a pop filter style sleeve that can slip over the top of the microphone to get rid of some of those harsh P's and S's. So that is very nice. You have your tripod stand here, which is actually very nice. It has rubberized feet, metal legs, and they are also very wide and spread out, which is good. If you hit the top of your mic, it shouldn't knock it over. It's very, very well balanced, so that's good. You have your plug right here. This is your typical USB-style microphone plug-in that looks like this on one end that'll go into the actual microphone, and then, of course, USB Type A into your PC or whatever device it is that's going to be recording you. And then you have your actual microphone right here, which is incredibly super light and super compact. I understand it being compact. It is freakishly light. It feels like there's nothing inside of this frame, this body here. It's either very, very chintzy metal or it's really good plastic. Either way, it feels relatively durable. Squeezing it, I'm not squeezing it my hardest, but I'm giving it a good firm tug. That's what she said. I'm not hearing any creaks and moans and groans. I'm not flexing the body of this microphone or anything like that. So it doesn't feel cheap or chintzy, but it does feel stupid light. In fact, let's find out how light. I'm going to pull out my digital scale. We're going to compare this to a few microphones that I have laying around this room. So on my scale here, I'm getting 3.6 ounces, which is even lighter than my Shure MV5, which is what's recording me right now. And that is a compact travel mouse that comes in at 3.17 ounces. So 3.6 ounces. This is a freakishly light microphone. We're going to see if that negatively reflects in audio quality, but if it sounds good and it's this light and this compact, this would make a great travel mouse, something you can slip into a laptop bag if you're doing, vlogs on the go, or you are a student that's in and out of the dorm, or you travel for business and you're trying to do a conference call inside of your hotel room, maybe a late night Zoom call with the spouse or something. This might be a solid bet for you. I just realized my fans were out of sync on my PC. It's very nitpicky of me, but when one of these fans isn't doing the same lighting pattern as the other ones, holy crap, that is dusty right now. Yeah, they're good now, but my fans weren't in sync, and that bothers me, especially because that's my backdrop for the video for here. Anyway, so this thing retails for $29.99. However, they do currently have a 5% coupon off on Amazon. You just click the box before checkout, and that knocks off about $2 or $3. So it's about, we'll say, $28 out the door. We're going to go ahead and mount this to the included accessory here. Just screws on like that, and then you put her onto the old tripod like this. Okay, so this is kind of an adapter if you're using a different either boom arm or tripod or monopod to mount this on. But for the one that's included, you're going to remove that little piece. And these are plastic threads on both ends here, so be careful not to screw it in cockeyed or crooked or anything, or you will break those threads and not be able to use this thing, and that's not a fun time for anybody. Awesome, let's go ahead and tighten this up so it's not moving on its own. Perfect. We'll put the gain knob top dead center at about 50%, and we'll adjust it to about 50% in Windows as well, and then just use the gain knob to go from there. We're going to do a couple audio tests with and without the pop filter on there. Let's get it plugged into the Stormtrooper PC, see what she sounds like, guys, because that's what's important in a microphone, is not the urine-colored box or the pretty pictures in the instruction manual or the fact that my fans are out of sync, but how it sounds like. So let's figure that out. Alrighty, guys, over here on my PC, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and the microphone that I am currently using is my Blue Yeti, which is my typical microphone here. I have 3 filters on it, which we are going to also have running through the Maono here, and that is a noise gate, an equalizer, and a compressor. They are 3 free plugins. I do recommend strongly to anyone podcasting or streaming or making YouTube content, if you are using Streamlabs or traditional OBS or Open Broadcaster software, that you use those 3 plugins there, and will make your voice sound a whole heck of a lot better. And as you see, my voice is right there in the yellow, which is the recommended range for just normal speech when you are using Streamlabs OBS as OBS as well. And I am going to switch over to the other microphone. Now, it is already plugged in. The drivers were plug and play. It instantly recognized that there was a new device and installed all the goodies that it needs and whatnot. And when you plug in a new audio device, whether it's headphones or an output like speakers, or it's an input, so a microphone, you're going to come down here to your little speaker logo in Windows 10 at the bottom. You are going to go, hopefully make it a little bit bigger for you guys, go to sound settings. It's going to pop open your Windows sound settings. This is your output here. So this is your speakers, and then your input here. So right now we're set to my Yeti microphone. We are going to select this one right here, which is the USB condenser microphone. And we are going to do some settings on that in Windows 10, as well as on the gain knob on the body of the microphone, and then also in Streamlabs OBS, and do a quick audio check. Alrighty, guys, so this is with the Maono Travel Mic over here. I have the gain knob set at 50%, and if you want to adjust your microphone inputs into Windows 10, you're going to hit Device Properties right here underneath your input, and it's set at 100 on the microphone itself. We're going to drop that down to 75. And now, as you can see, in Streamlabs OBS, my voice is kind of right there in that normal talking range there in the yellow. This has the same 3 filters on it. I'm going to listen back to this audio clip real quick and see how it sounds. I'm also going to simulate it being on a boom arm, as right now it is about 8 inches away from my mouth, as where if it was on my boom arm, it would be roughly 3 to 4 inches away from my mouth, because it's, hanging right here on a boom arm right in front of me. And we'll drop down the gain for that just a skosh. Now, one thing I will say that I really do like is the fact that the gain knob here does a lot. When you turn it down, it will completely cut off the mic. Can't hear me at all. And then if you turn it up, which I'm not going to, it gets a great deal of preamp on the microphone itself where it gets scorching loud. So if you want to have that kind of hot, distorted sound where it's almost like an old-fashioned radio where, you know, you sound kind of distorted like you're over military comms or something, you can do that by cranking up the gain on here and then lowering the volume in post-editing if that's the sound that you're going to try and go for. But also, I do like that at the 50% mark on the gain knob, it snaps to it. There's a nice tactile a zero for it. The kind of, you know, when you get to that zero mark, it actually snips in there and gives you a distinct feedback that you're at 50% dead center, which is very, very nice. So give me a quick second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and listen back to this audio clip through some good audio reference headphones, get an idea as how this sounds in comparison to my Blue Yeti Blackout, which is what I use as my daily. That's my primary microphone. And come back, give you guys my final thoughts, and we'll do the boom arm test as well. A little light here. Alrighty, guys, so back over here at my PC, this is back on the Maono, and I actually do have it on my boom arm here. As you see, the wiring job is a little bit ghetto. I just have it plugged into the top of my tower with this wire ran over here. Obviously, if I was going to be using this long-term on this boom arm, I would just run my cables down this cableway right here, where I have my cord for my Blue Yeti Blackout. So I did notice a couple things listening back to that clip there. First of all, it sounds really good. For a $28 microphone, it's actually well exceeded my expectations. I kind of expected it to sound a little bit hollow and tinny with some really muddy mids. And, you know, I expected that the treble was going to be really punchy and like scorching, and then it was going to have very, very little low to mid-range response, and that's really not the case. It sounds very, very good for the price. I did also notice that every time I even slightly bump my desk, you would hear like a vibration there. So hopefully on the boom arm here, that does absorb a lot of that vibration that you guys were hearing during that initial clip. Hopefully it wasn't too jarring through any headphones or anything. I apologize if it was. But now that it's on a boom arm, I don't have a shock mount on this or anything, but you could even further reduce vibration by bumping your desk by putting a shock mount on to your boom arm and then to your microphone. And that's definitely a viable option for you. Now, this is about 3 inches away from my mouth. I'm going to go ahead and slide on that styrofoam cover here. All right, so now I have that pop filter sock slid over the Maono microphone here. As I didn't have to adjust my gain or anything like that, it seems like my audio waves from my mouth to the microphone to the capsule are still getting picked up just fine. It's not muffled or anything like that. But this will help when you start saying some harsh P's, you know, Peter Piper pickled a pepper, or some really harsh S's. When you start enunciating your S's, stuff like that, it's going to help with some of that harshness. But overall, I was very impressed by the sound quality for the price, as well as the low weight and compact size would make this a very good secondary or travel microphone. So perhaps you have a primary, like an XLR that requires a mixer and stuff when you are set in place in your actual house. And then if you are going to be traveling somewhere, this is what you throw in your backpack and your bag. And I don't feel like the audio quality is like noticeably worse than my Blue Yeti Blackout. So I've got to say, I am actually very impressed by this piece of hardware here. This is talking into the top of the capsule. This is talking into the side of the capsule. And this is talking into the back of the capsule. So clearly it is a cardioid pattern, i.e. you want it to be facing directly with the logo and the gain knob facing towards you. That's where the actual receiver is in the body of the microphone. But overall, I gotta say, I'm actually really impressed with this thing. Price to performance is solid, and it's super light, and it's not chintzy either, so that's also a plus. So if you're just getting into streaming or something like that, this would be a good budget buy for you, and if you travel, definitely a good option for you. Alrighty guys, if this video is beneficial for you, liking the video does help it to get seen by more people, gets the YouTube algorithm to understand that people are enjoying this content and to recommend it to others. For more tutorials to get you set up with streaming and podcasting, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you are aware when those videos come online. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.